So, you came in today with low back problems, but if you look over here, you can see some of the things that are associated with subluxations in this region of the spine. It can lead to pain in the groin, pain down the legs, and even possible abdominal issues. This may sound a lot like some of the problems you're having right now, doesn't it? Now this is occurring because there's pinching on the nerves. It has the exact same effect that we experience today with our cell phones. When there's interference in a call, the call gets dropped, or the call breaks up. And what do? We move to the nearest location possible to try to remove this interference so that we can get the whole message across. The same thing's been going on with your central nervous system. The brain's ability to communicate with the body has been cut off, and the result is pain and disease. That's why we say subluxations cause more than just neck and back pain. They can result in other forms of disease as well. And when we remove this nerve interference so that your body can properly heal itself, you're more than likely to experience better health in other areas of your body, not just getting rid of that low back pain. Does this make sense? Awesome. Now I'd like to take some time to discuss the degeneration process of the spine. As you can see here, there are 4 stages to the degeneration process. Now, let's use cancer as an example, because it's something that we all can understand and we all know something about. As cancer is left untreated, it progresses through the various stages, and the overall symptoms and severity of your disease become worse and worse. And it takes more time and overall treatment for you to get your health back. That's why it's so essential that we begin your treatment now, so that we can stop any further progression through the stages and stop the degeneration process from getting any worse. Can you see why that's so important? Amazing. Now currently, I'd rate you at stage 2 of the degeneration process. But let's take a look at your x-rays so you can understand a little bit more about what I'm talking about. Now since you can't take these x-rays home with you, I'm going to circle here on this chart the spot that most exemplifies where you're at right now, so that you can take it home to your husband and show him exactly what we've been talking about here today. Okay? Great. Now we've had enough time talking about the cause of your issues and what's been going on. Let's take some time to talk about what you really care about. Let's talk about the solution. The solution here is going to be a series of adjustments that I'll perform to put your spine back into its proper alignment so that you can get your mobility and health back. Now, there are a few things going on with your body as I'm adjusting it, and I want you to be aware of them because they aren't things that you can see. Firstly, I'm removing nerve interference so that your body has 100% capacity to heal itself from any current pain, injury, or disease that you may have. Secondly, I'm removing nerve interference so your body has 100% capacity to prevent any future pain and sickness from occurring in the first place. That way you don't get so sick to begin with. And thirdly, I'm removing nerve interference for your body's future performance of its musculoskeletal system. That way you don't get so much wear and tear and buildup of this debilitating process, and we can keep your mobility for your whole life. Can you see why this is also important? Okay. Now, a moment ago, I said that it's going to take a series of adjustments. Did you catch that? This is for the exact same reason an orthodontist doesn't reach into your mouth and rearrange all your teeth into their proper position on the first visit. They, like us, will tell you it's going to take a series of visits. With enough time and enough treatment, they'll eventually get your teeth back into their proper alignment. This is the exact same thing that we're doing here, okay? Great. Now, the truth is that your spine has been misaligned for so long, and actually considers this misalignment to be normal. You're going to have to retrain it. I'm going to adjust your spine back into its proper alignment, but frankly, it's going to readjust back to where it's used to being. Kind of like 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. But I'll continue to adjust you until we have your body back in its proper condition and we have your overall health stabilized. And again, this is going to take time. That's why it's so important that you follow your prescribed adjustments down to a T. Don't miss any. It's the number of treatments and the timing of those treatments that are essential to the stabilization in your overall health and wellness so that we can get your full mobility back. Does that make sense? Awesome. Now, I've broken up your care into 3 phases. We're going to start with the first and most obvious phase, the pain relief phase. Now, everyone responds a little differently, but for you, for the first phase of your care, I'm going to be prescribing adjustments 3 times a week for the following 4 weeks. And it's also at this time that I'll be supplying some additional therapies along with your adjustments to help you along the way. And I'm feeling confident by the end of this phase, you'll be feeling good, and you'll be thinking to yourself, I'm pain-free, I feel great, problem solved, right? But Betty, let me tell you now, this isn't the case. Your body at this point and your condition will be so fragile that any wrong lift, any wrong turn, almost any event at all could set you back to where you are now, or possibly even make things worse. And then we'd have to start this whole process over again. That's why it's so essential that we go into the second phase of your treatment, the stabilization phase of care. We want to stabilize your condition so that you're not so fragile, and so that you can take a little bit more punishment throughout your day. And before we get to this, we'll do a short progress exam. We need to make sure that you're ready for stabilization care. And it's at this point that I'll also be cutting back the number of adjustments in case we initially prescribe too many. I want to be the first one to dial it back if we're doing too much. Assuming you're ready, you'll graduate on to the second phase. And I'm sure it'll be much easier for you here. I will need you to continue to come in for your prescribed adjustments, but only 2 times a week for the following 3 weeks. And it's at this point, based on the number of cases that I've seen that are exactly like yours, I believe your condition will be stabilized. But we'll once again do a short progress exam to make sure that this is the case. Now, once we consider your spine to be stabilized and your condition to be doing well, we'll advance you to the third stage. That's the wellness stage. Now let me tell you, Betty, why this stage is so important to your overall health and wellness. Betty, the number one problem we have with cases just like yours is that we aren't actually removing the cause of the subluxations that occurred in the first place. We don't want you to stop your daily activities, but they do cause nerve interference on your musculoskeletal system. We don't expect you to stop them anytime soon. Just like if you could brush your teeth one time and they stay clean for the rest of your life, it would be amazing. But this simply isn't how the body works. Your body, your spine, and your teeth all take maintenance. And that's why we'll be prescribing this wellness visit. We're going to provide treatments that will counteract the wear and tear from building up so much in the first place. Because prevention is always wiser than overhaul. Wellness care is always superior to sickness care. But we'll make the recommendations for your wellness care when we get to that point. So, our overall goal here is wellness. It's not just pain relief. Natural wellness is what you need, and it's what we can provide. But for us to get you there, I'm going to need a few things from you. Firstly, I need you to make sure that you make it to all of your scheduled appointments. Again, it's the timing of treatments and the frequency of these treatments that make chiropractic work so well for you. Secondly, I'm going to need you to attend our special class that we have that is essential to your health and overall well-being. It also happens to be chock full of information that I know that you'll benefit from for the rest of your life. It's full of information that I promise you've never heard before. It's called the How to Stay Young for Your First 100 Years class. Now, I have 2 tickets here for you, and we have times for these classes at Wednesday at 5 p.m. and Friday at 9 a.m. Which one can I put you down for? Alright. Now, a minute ago, I said that I have multiple tickets, and the reason for this is because if any friends or family wish to join you, I'm sure that they can experience and benefit from all the information that we can provide, as well as having just a better time overall. Now that we've gone over all this, I'm going to sign here on this health report indicating I've made my best recommendations. I need you to sign it as well to make sure that you'll do your absolute best to comply with your treatments just as I've prescribed them. In a minute, Stephanie will come in and she'll go over any financial questions that you may have, as well as get you scheduled for your How to Stay Young class and get all of your treatments scheduled. That way, it's all taken care of in advance and we won't have to worry about it. So, I'm going to go grab Stephanie and we'll continue this in a moment. Now that we've gone over all this, I'm feeling very confident that we can begin your treatment. Are you ready? Fantastic.